Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. It's Monday, it's January 30th. This will be our chart lesson for the day, and another month almost gone here. One more trading day, and then we'll slide over into February. It's hard to believe, but January is almost over. We started off with a nice little trend down right here. We had a break. There's two measured legs to a new low. Then we reversed. Um, we had some strong support right around this 2266. I think it's 75 or so, right in there. So that was a little bit interesting. We still pushed on through there, but we came back and noticed how it held again before prices reversed. So something to watch for there. But yeah, nice trend down, followed the rules, and we had a trend up. We actually overshot it up here in the afternoon. Maybe this is just a midline. Doesn't matter, trading day's over. We wasn't too interested once we passed 2 o'clock here. So, but let's back out. We'll talk about the trades, and I'm trying to do this a little bit earlier in the afternoons, so I can get out of here a little bit earlier. But anyway, let's talk about the trades. This was a notice all these matching highs here, and this turned down right off what looks like a key entry point. I mean, if you drew the trend line off those first closes there and drug it up, it fits perfect. It's a nice turn down area right there. I would have liked it better if it would have broke higher. If it would have went higher and then turned down, this would probably be red, even though that is pretty much sideways. You still got plenty of room down here, even if this is, the overnight high and the overnight low is not very big here. So, but you still got plenty of room, and you just came off the high side on a failed break. And again, if it would have broken higher there, I would have liked it better. But still, you got enough, as long as you could get in with enough room to get out before those closes, definitely before those two matching lows, but I'd probably use those closes. If you can do that here, if it breaks lower and backs up enough and you can get in, then I'm okay with that one. Otherwise, skip it. But then notice what happens. It pulls back. You make a new low, it pulls back, and then it pulls back again, and it gives you it actually went higher and then turns. It goes right out the other side on that big, right at the key entry point, a proven trend line. Go short right there. And if you catch that, you can ride this all the way down. Any runners would have been safe. Same thing here. You get a second entry short right here. Notice new low, first entry, pull back, second entry. That's basically a double top. We tested that level, but the main thing is it's a key entry point, bearish bar right off the key entry point. Just go short there. There is a little bit of question about this one because it's so close to that little double bottom, but this is a strong trend working down now, and this is right off the trend line, and you can see that it's looking pretty strong. If you pass that up, you miss a good trade. Sometimes those will fail, but in this case, with it being right off that key entry point and being a double top as well, I liked it. It's a really bearish bar as well, so if you tried to let it back up a little bit more, you probably missed it. So this turned out to be a really nice trade. There's really another double top right here, but that's right across that midline. There's a chance you could head on lower since we aren't down to the very low line yet. But generally, you don't have a very good signal bar. That's a new low, so it's a first entry. It's just not a very good setup. That's a really bearish bar. So you might let it break below that one and then maybe try to drop a limit order, but you wouldn't have got filled and it would have left without you. So it just wasn't really a good way to get in that one. Then you got your little correction here. You get a break. You move up. You don't quite get a new high, but that's close enough. Bearish bar. I like that one. It does come back and make a new high here, so I like entering again right there. You would have already been filled on this order and you wouldn't have got a runner, but it gives you another chance here, and then it gives you a little breakout pullback short right here. I don't have the line on there, but you can kind of see that. Oops. You can see that line right there. I'm not going to worry about it being too perfect, but you see we broke low, pulled back and tested. Look how bearish that is. We've still got room here too. Turns out to be another nice move. And this is also a double test basically of this. Notice we made the high, we tested it once, twice. It's another reason I like that one. It's not a perfect signal bar either, but you could have let that one break lower and you could have gotten filled way back up in here on that bar. Boom. And then of course we finally find some support here and we bounce, and notice the little trend line working up. You get a close outside. You tried to go up once, twice, and then you get your failed second entry long. You actually get it right here, but I'm not going short right into that support. But when it tried to go higher again and failed and went out the upside first and turned, I guarantee you trap people trying to pick that bottom. Go short right there, and that's a quick, easy move. And then now we bounce. There's actually a failed second entry short right here, but I'm not going to go long it right into that upper trend line. You can see, even though it would have worked, you don't know that. It could have pulled on back down here, and you're a little bit away from the EMA as well. But it tries to go short again and then gives you a nice bullish bar. But again, it's a good bit away from the EMA. It's right into some resistance right across here. And so I think you probably want to skip it, but there's some reasons to take it. It's a key entry point. We tested that price level twice, and then it went higher. And of course it pulls back. And I like this one because it bounces right off. It's a first entry, but the reason I like this one is it's the first break of this little of this trend line working up, and then it makes a close out here and makes a new low and then reverses, and that's a fairly bullish bar. Plenty of room to, if it go in to make a new high, which it does. And then notice what happens. There's actually this one probably should at least be green here. The only reason I don't like it, it's a fairly bearish bar, but it didn't close on its low. But notice you got a new high and it's a failed second entry long. We're still above the EMA though, but there is room to get out here if you wanted to take this one. So as long as you got in there, if it broke lower, as long as you got in with enough room to get out before this low, then I'm all right with you taking that one. But I did leave it green. And then we pull down. It looks like we get a failed break lower, but it's a first entry, and generally you want to wait on either a high or low or a second entry, and then you get a second entry here, and that's a real bullish bar. So I like that one. Just thinking it'd probably come back and test the highs again, at least, which it does. Turns back down. There's another second entry here, but the fact that how bearish that was, and then the fact that this is a support and resistance line now, and now we're testing it again, and then you get a double test. But again, I don't like going short right into that support right there. I think you're better off to see if maybe you get a bounce off of that, which you do. It's not perfect, but it's good enough to where you might want to go long right there. Plus, if you drew this trend line right off of here, actually I had it a little bit steeper originally, and so we kind of pushed through it a little bit the way I originally had it drawn, but it's still close enough. And once I got this one, I drew it again and pulled it up and flattened it out. And of course, we turned down right off of it there as well. So that one was tempting to go short, but we had no break of this, so I was afraid it would try to pull back up again and maybe push higher. It didn't, and then by the time you got a lower high, it's right back into the EMA. So yeah, this one's borderline, but I like it, just because it's back inside this support area, and really that's a double test of it right there. We tested it once and we tested it twice, and off it goes. So pretty good trading day. And somebody else made a comment today. They asked me if it was just them or if it always seemed that the mornings were easier and more predictable, and I think they are. For whatever reason, in the afternoons, you tend to get a few more failures than you do in the morning. The morning does, from about 7 to about 10:30 or 11, it does seem to be more predictable to me as well. And I always wondered if maybe it was just me, because I like trading in the mornings and I don't like trading in the afternoons. But I will agree with that statement. So I've never, done any kind of test to prove that up. That's just from experience based on sitting here and looking at it and trading it for years, it does seem easier to trade in the mornings. It seems more reliable, and there's less fake outs or traps and things. You still get traps, but they're much more predictable, it seems like. If you just follow the rules in the morning, you tend to not have near as many issues. So, but yeah, I'm not going to beat around the bush today. Nice trading day. Again, nice two-tiered channel working down. We got a break, 2 measured legs to a new low. Look at the first leg. Then we got a correction. Then we got another measured leg, and they're 2 nicely measured legs. And then we went up, corrected a little bit. Notice we got this channel working up. We get a break, a new high, and then we get 2 legs down that test this low again. That was another reason I like this. Notice 1 leg, then a correction, and then a second leg. And it does look like a little bit of a trap right here. It looked like it was going to be a failed second entry long, but you don't want to be going short right into that, especially when you're really kind of moving sideways here. And so now you got 2 legs down, so that's a second entry long on a larger chart. Another reason I like that one. So, but anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow. Hope you had a great trading day. And but I'm out of here for today. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.